Once again, welcome to the mess on my art desk. I've got a few things going on here because I'm building pages for the Poetic Rust journal, and I wanted to show you just a couple of things and how they're turning out. So this is going to be a really short video. I was working on this and I thought, I just need to share this while it's actually happening and not after the fact. I love layered, grungy pages. This is watercolor paper, so it's heavy, it has a beautiful texture, it's meant to accommodate water. And you know how watercolors run around so beautifully. All I did on this page to get a beautiful rusty effect was to take, this is one of the distress inks, and it is Rusty Hinge. When you run it over the page, it's almost, it's hitting the raised areas, so it's a scattered sort of pattern. But then when you take a paintbrush with water and brush that around, I love the effect that gives. It's coloring everything in, but it's leaving these areas where the paper is raised. It's making those areas really stand out and be so pretty. Don't be afraid to be messy. This is beading up right now, but if you put this to the side and let it sit for a while, I feel like it will discolor parts of that wallpaper. Another page I was working on that I wanted to show you, this is a layered page that I worked on a while back, and sometimes when we stamp things, when we put ink on top of different layers, it can change color. So the ink is kind of a pink color, and over time, I guess as it soaked into some of the layers in the background, it looked even more pink. And I just didn't want that. I didn't really want to cover up the entire leaf pattern, but I decided to take some alcohol ink, and again, this is in a rust color. I need to buy some more. And I started putting it over this area. And the look that left, it just gave it this sort of patina and almost like a cracked look. And I wanted to do some of that on camera. I love alcohol ink because of the way it just disappears. That also makes it hard to work with in some ways. It soaks in really quickly, alcohol evaporates. I love working with it because it reminds me of my mother working with real vanilla extract when she was baking. So I just get like this really strong, quick scent of alcohol, which reminds me of, the vanilla extract, and then it's gone. And with paper, it soaks in, leaves this beautiful color, leaves all of these layers. On non-porous surfaces, it can stain things like paper clips. I love that. But then, you can stamp with it. And I do sometimes use it on my stamps. What I normally do is pour some into the lid and use a brush that I don't mind getting permanently stained to wipe it really quickly on the stamp, and it'll go away so fast. It'll go away really, really fast, so you have to be quick with spreading it around and then using it. But I took a transparency this morning after I had brushed this with alcohol ink and stamped it on here. It's something I'm kind of just experimenting with, and it did take. So that's such a neat look. You could put so many different things under here. Like the music. I guess also if you wanted to stamp two different pieces of paper, or the transparency in one piece of paper, and have them layered so that when you pick it up, you see something different underneath. This might not be the ideal stamp. The stamp is always kind of muted, for lack of a better word. It's ghostly. So it's something I'm experimenting with, but I did want to drop in and just show you the beautiful effects that you get from running the Distress ink pad over textured paper and then using a wet brush, and also coming back to different layers and just putting straight alcohol ink over those layers. It can be really, really pretty, and it can add a lot of texture to your page. All right. I'll be back soon with more of this journal.